actor. His new movie is a psychological thriller called The Number 23. It's terrific. It opens next Friday on February 23rd. What are the odds of that? Jim Carrey, ladies and gentlemen. You like that song?
Strawberry Letter 23, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah, I found that song. I suggested that song because I think it's a very lucky song. Yeah. It's a shameless plug for my movie, The Number 23. And I think it's a soul classic, you know, and a lot of people have forgotten about it, and I want to bring it back. I put it at the top of my iTunes list.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be lucky for Brothers Johnson, too. Now, because they're going to get a check. They're going to get it. They'll be somewhere. I don't know where they are. They'll be like somewhere, sometime. I have no idea what they're doing, even if they're alive.
Right.
But they're going to get a check.
They'll get a check.
That's right.
Well, you mentioned the lucky 3 times. Are you superstitious? Are you a...
Well, you know, not really. I mean, you know what else is lucky, though?
What?
Yesterday, Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. Guess what the date was? 2/14/07. 2 plus 14, 16, plus 7 is 23. You know what I'm saying? It's all happening, man.
Wow.
You can feel it in the air. It's very strange.
So what did you do on Valentine's Day? Did you do something special?
Well, first we took it off, and then we got it on.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were with someone, I hope.
Yes, yes, at the time. Yes, I was. Very special lady.
Right.
And I wrote a song, too.
You wrote a song? Well,
yeah,
you can't get more romantic than that. Can you give us a little bit of it?
Sure. It kind of goes like this. Yeah. Take it off, get it on. 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 Take it. I take it off, get it on. And I'm getting together with Kanye West. I think that's going to be a really good one.
I missed the title. What was the name of it again?
I take it off, get it on. Take it off, get it on. I take it on, get it on. Now, come on, you're going to sing it on the way home.
Now, we were talking about being superstitious. Are you... Most comedians are superstitious.
Yeah,
do you think, do you get that?
I'm not real superstitious. Yeah. I won't circumnavigate the globe if a black cat crosses my path so I can come home in the other direction or anything like that. But I do carry tuna in the truck. Right. You know, so that I can, like, spirit him over and then paint him white.
Oh, I see, to get to... Well, that would make sense.
But, yeah, a lot of comics are you know, I used to, in the old days when I started out at Yuck Yucks,
right.
I always get to laugh, Yuck Yucks, for some reason.
Well, remember when it was just Yucks and it expanded?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really did, yeah. Franchised itself. But I remember one night, I used to whistle in the dressing room all the time.
Right.
And it drove the other comics crazy because they're very superstitious about that sort of thing. And one night it was raining, and there was a wonderful comic named Lou Dino.
Oh, I know Lou. Sure, yeah, very funny guy.
Well, he was following me that night, and I started whistling in the dressing room, and he started getting upset, so I opened up an umbrella as well, danced around whistling, and he said, "You don't do that, man. You just don't do it, okay? It's one of those rules, man." Like that, and I said, the heck with it, man. I went on stage, and I slaughtered. I did the best I've ever done. I got a standing ovation, and when I came back off stage, Lou Dinos was standing there with an open umbrella whistling. Wow. It was really wonderful.
Now, I want to ask you something.
It's all in your mind, you know?
It is. There's one of these urban legends that you auditioned, I think it was for Saturday Night Live, in this very studio. Is that true?
Yeah, that was a really interesting thing because I'm always looking for those little messages from the universe, little omens and things like that. Yeah. So I drove into the parking lot of this very building, NBC here, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I'm supposed to do this show. I wonder if this is my path, you know, to greatness. Whether I'm supposed to be part of the cast of Saturday Night Live. And just as I got out of my car, I slammed the door shut and I heard a voice say, "Don't do it! Don't jump!" Like that. And I turned and there was a man standing on the NBC logo at the top of the building, really? Trying to get up the nerve to jump off. I am not kidding about this. Wow. This actually happened, and the news crews were filing out of the building to get the exclusive and see what was going on. It's right in the building there was this news going on, and I had to come into the building, do the audition the whole time, not knowing whether this man lived or died. Wow. And so it was not a good day. I did not get the show, and but I got in living color, you know, a few months later. Which,
well, that's a good show. But did you? Let me ask you this: did you ever find out who the guy was?
Stone Phillips.
Stone Phillips.
Yeah, I found out it was Stone Phillips. Yeah. Well, you can tell, you know, on Dateline. He's wound pretty tight.
Yeah.
You know. No, I'm kidding. It's not Stone Phillips. I don't know who it was. I never found out who it was.
But it's a true story. I remember that did happen. There was a guy on the building.
Absolutely.
Now, you talk about, you see, I know you like fate and this. Did you always want to be famous? Was that something that was important to you?
You know, I used to really want to be famous, and now everybody's doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it, man. It's YouTube. It's like everywhere. Everybody and their mother's famous, man. You know, there's a plumber in the crowd right now who's mining a fortune from his butt crack, I'm sure. It's going to be huge, the butt crack, you know, reality show. But, you know, sooner or later, truly, everybody in this audience is going to be famous.
Really?
I promise you. It's going to happen. Because we, as a culture, are absolutely fame-obsessed. And you know what happens? When that happens, I'm going to quit the business and become the only audience member left.
Wow.
I will have ultimate power.
Yeah.
You know, I will hold the fate of all shows in my hand. They will, like, people will want me to come to their openings, and one day I'll say, you know what, I think I'll stay home tonight and just read a book. And next day, boom, Variety, front page, fickle Carrey cripples industry.
Wow.
That's what it's going to be. But I'm just going to be entertained by you guys in your lives.
Let me ask you something.
Hey, that's too much. Uh-oh. Check it out, Jay. This guy in the front row right here?
Very suspicious.
Yeah. He's had some work done.
Yeah. Now, you were just in, was it Israel?
Yes.
Now, were you working? Or were you, like,
a little while ago, I went to Israel.
Right.
You know, I've been wanting to go there my whole life, you know. I had so much fun there. We had the ultimate trip, and we were very, very cautious about being caught there. We never got a picture taken of me the whole time I was there. We avoided the paparazzi. They can be insane on you. You know, you're trying to, you know, in these places of worship and stuff like that, and they're going, you know. So we planned it. We traveled secretly, and I got a local guy, who looks sort of like me, as a body double. And I actually hired him.
Now, this is for real?
This is for real.
Okay.
I hired a body double. I just thought, oh, well, you got to do that once in your life, right? I hired a body double, and I checked him into the King David Hotel, where all the celebrities go. And all the press, the whole nation of press went and hung outside that hotel for 4 days, waiting for me to go out and see the sights. So every night on television, they were going, Jim Carrey is a bore. He doesn't go anywhere. He comes to Israel, and he sits in his room, and he orders hamburgers, and like, how dare he, and all that stuff, while I was completely unmolested going around to all the wonderful holy sites and everything. And I think we have a picture.
Yes,
we have a couple of pictures of, this is my body double. His name is Amir Garfunkel.
Amir Garfunkel?
Yeah, a distant cousin of ours, I believe.
Wow.
But yeah, he's actually a shepherd. He's a shepherd. He's now the most famous shepherd because he was interviewed after I was there. He's the most famous shepherd in Israel. Oh, that's us incognito. me and my friends traveling, you know, as undercover as we could.
Yeah, you can. You like doing Green Man Group? What is that exactly?
No, that's actually at the Dead Sea, and there's a mud pit there, and we were floating around and stuff like that. Okay. It's a long story, and it actually got quite nasty. Yeah. But, oh, that's me at the Wailing Wall. Yeah. Okay. And don't worry, I put a good word in for you. Yeah. For you guys. So you're all covered. And what else do we have?
I think, picture?
Yes. Yeah. That was me after the trip, basically. That's me on my way home.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was pretty happy about the whole thing, as you can see.
Very cool, very cool.
It was beautiful.
And you had a body double. That's very good.
A body double.
All right, be right back. More with Jim right after this. The number 23. Tell us about the movie.
Take it off, get it on. Take it off, get it on. Take it.
The movie, yeah. Well, the movie, the Enigma of 23 has been in my life for a long time. It was handed to me by a friend named Wayne, who was in one of those pictures, Wayne Fleming, in Canada. he would always point out license plates and things like that and say, it adds up to 23, man. Toronto Maple Leafs has won the Stanley Cup 23 times. You know, New York Yankees have won the World Series 23 times, you know, beginning in 1923. And he drove me crazy with it.
Right.
And then I started seeing it everywhere. And eventually I changed the name of my company to JC23. And then I got the script out of nowhere, and it was just so parallel and weird.
Really?
First guy that I gave the script to read it, and when I came back into the room, he had turned to the 23rd page and was circling every 23rd word to see where the code was. And that's what it does with an audience. I promise you, when you leave this movie, the movie will not leave you. It will be with you.
It will haunt you. Well, that's good to know.
It will haunt you in a good way. That's what I'm here for. But it's a neat little game that...
Now, is 23 always good? Is it always good luck?
For me, it is.
Yeah.
For me, it is. I mean, for, you know, Caesar, it wasn't. He was stabbed 23 times. So I guess that was a drag.
Wow.
But for me, it's good. It's like the universe just kind of tapping me on the shoulder and saying, you know, there's something magical going on here.
Do you make predictions about 23?
Well, this is the thing. I had a junket just a little while ago. It was actually the 3rd of February.
Right.
2-3. And I told everybody in that junket, I said, watch Devin Hester during the Super Bowl. Keep an eye on Devin Hester. He's going to do something special. And he's number 23. Right. So the opening kickoff of the Super Bowl, Devin Hester returned it for a touchdown all the way back. He's number 23. He crossed 2 23-yard lines to score the touchdown. And he traveled 92 yards, which is 4 times 23. And if you want to add to that, I was staying on the 23rd floor of my hotel.
Really?
And afterwards, we had a meal, and someone came, when I was paying the check, the waiter came up and said, somebody at table 23 paid your check. Really? And this is what happens to me all the time. It's constant.
Now, have you ever bet on 23 in Vegas?
No, I don't. I don't do that.
You don't gamble?
Yeah, I'm afraid of wealth.
Really?
Yeah. I have a fear of being wealthy and needed by people.
And you check in, do you request the 23rd floor?
I didn't check into the 23rd floor. No, that was not my doing.
So it's got to happen sort of on its own.
Yeah, it does happen. In fact, you know what? I checked this out. Check this out. On the way here, I heard that your birthday is April 28th.
Right.
4/28. Mine is 1/17. That's 1 + 1 + 7 + 4 + 2 + 8, which equals 23, ladies and gentlemen. And it just keeps going. I mean, my name and Joel Schumacher's name together, 23 letters. My name and Virginia Madsen's name together, 23 letters. It is insane how much this is connected to.
You know, you're creeping me out now. No.
Oh, I intend to. I intend to.
Well, it's a very psychological thrill, and you will not figure out where it's going.
Yeah.
Let's show people a clip. What is this scene?
This scene, basically, I've become obsessed with the number 23. I love that. Right. Television brought to you by Viagra.
Right. This is where you picked up you found the book in the bookstore.
I found the book, and I'm starting to notice all these parallels of the book in my life, and I think it's about me, and I've become obsessed with the number like the character in the book. And this is when you first meet my alter ego, Fingerling, and Fabrizia.
Okay, now in the movie, you play an animal control officer.
Yes,
now you brought some animals here tonight.
It's kind of a wink back to my older work, and you know, it's kind of fun. But yeah, you know, my favorite sequences on this show have always been the animal sequences. Right. So I actually brought an animal here today that I could share. So can we bring him out? Can we bring my animal wrangler?
That's a good heavens.
Thank you. That's
a frightening looking creature.
That's Tim, my animal wrangler.
He says,
Tim. Apparently, you know, a lot of people will try to handle these animals, but as Tim can attest to, it's just not a good idea. He is a professional.
Yeah.
You know,
well, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, now this guy, no, get that thing away from me.
No, well, don't worry. We got the restraints on it.
Oh, it's got rubber bands on it.
Yeah, because they can be aggressive, these animals.
Right.
They're found a lot off the coast of Maine, and near the continental shelf. Right. They eat a lot of small, small plankton and small animals. And actually, the funny thing is, like, this animal can live to be 100 years old or more. Okay. And it's just, it's a good thing they don't live any longer than that. Yeah. You know? because they get crabby.
Really?
Yeah. They tend to get
it's a
crabby.
prehistoric, frightening-looking creature, I must say.
But see, this is the wonderful thing about it, oh, buddy, is that this mechanism here. See, they have an exoskeleton, too, which is good, which could be useful.
I had no idea you knew so much about lobster.
You could have that with when the critics go at you?
Yeah, have the exoskeleton.
I've toughened my thorax over the years.
Right.
But look at this mechanism here, because they will propel themselves forward, but this tail is a mechanism that can help them retreat quickly. They can retreat if they want to, just retreat in any direction. And if you listen really closely, Jay.
Now, I don't know what, are they backing up?
Yeah, that's the backing up sound. So, see, nature can adapt to any situation.
Well, Jim, thank you for bringing the lobster.
No problem. Let me take care of him. I just want to get him out of the... Oh, my God!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God! Can we get a shot of that? Can we get...
Yeah, I find it.
Oh, I don't believe it! I don't believe it!
You are so...
That is insane! Oh, my God! That is like one of those classic Tonight Show moments!
That's classic Tonight Show moment. Jim Carrey, ladies and gentlemen, the number 23. Get that off my desk. Be right back with Tom Vilsack. Candidates announced he's running for president in 2008. Trouble is, hardly anybody knows him outside of Iowa, where he was recently governor. I did a few jokes about him. In the interest of fairness, we decided to invite him here. Please welcome Tom Vilsack. Oh, yeah, go right ahead. Can I pronounce your name right?
Okay, just checking.
Everything all right? No?
Everything okay, Mr. President?
Make sure it was cleaned off.
Well, thanks for coming. Now, I know I did a few jokes about it. Were you bothered by any of the jokes at all? For those?
You know, I tell you, when you are just below the margin of error in polls, anything that anybody says about you is important.
Good.
I'm thinking about changing my name to Jim Carrey.
Really? That would work.
Whatever you say, Mr. President.
But then I'd have to change my website, which is tomvilsack08.com.
I see. Now, do you get recognized? Do people think they recognize? Have you reached a point where, oh, hey, you're the guy?
Not quite.
No.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
There are a few people that get sort of mistaken for me, but...
Like who? Who would get mistaken?
Well, Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight?
Bobby Knight, yeah. You know, and chair throwing and that type of thing.
Let's see, put a picture up. Let's see, are they close? Yeah, apparently you're using the Just for Men hair coloring, but yeah.
A kinder, gentler Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, tell us about your background. It's interesting. You were adopted, correct?
I started out life in an orphanage in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Adopted into a family that was a troubled family. My mom struggled with alcohol and prescription drug addiction, but overcame that addiction, and when she did, she taught me that we all have courage to create change in our lives, which means I think as a country we have the courage to create change, and I think we need to do that now.
Okay, now, you were, did you know your biological mother?
I didn't. In fact, until my 56th birthday, I didn't know where I was born, but I got a letter just shortly after my 56th birthday advising me and giving me a picture of the orphanage and showing me some of the people that were probably in the orphanage taking care of me.
Wow.
And then I found out a little bit about the circumstances of my birth.
Okay. Now, you were the first Democrat in like 30 years in Iowa,
That's right. First Democrat elected in 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that kind of an uphill battle for you?
I have never started a race ahead, and I've never lost. We were 20.
You never lost a race?
Never lost a race.
Oh, boy.
Come on, man. Come on.
That'll be a tough one.
We were 23 points down with just a couple weeks to go in that first race.
No. Wow. So how did you get into politics?
Well, the unfortunate circumstance in a small town. Christine, my wife, and I live in a small town called Mount Pleasant.
Right.
And in December of 1986, an individual who was very unhappy with the city government walked into the city council chambers and shot and killed our mayor.
Wow.
It's a very tragic situation, and the mayor's father came into my office several months after that and asked if I'd consider finishing his son's work, and the man was crying. I went home, talked to my children, who were very young at the time. They didn't want me to do it because they thought that politics was something that would hurt you. And I didn't want them growing up thinking that politics was something that would hurt you. I wanted them to know that it was important in this country to give something back.
Wow, okay. Now, you were also on Kerry's shortlist for vice president.
Yes.
This last
That was quite an experience.
Okay. And would you have wanted that job, you think?
Well,
The way it turned out.
the way it turned out, I'm
probably
not sure. I'd like to think I could have made a difference. But
Would you
never know.
consider it now?
No, I'm running for the top spot.
Running the top spot,
Now, if you'd
okay.
like to be on the ticket, we'll talk.
No, you know something? That
Maybe you.
That job pays less than a week in Vegas. I'm not taking that job. No. Well, let me ask you a question. You got all these guys. I mean, you got the big stars, the Hillarys, the Obamas, everybody. $100 million. How do you raise money? I know I saw your skeleton crew there.
Right.
You got two guys.
I'm not.
Two guys in a Hertz rent-a-car. How does that work?
Well, I'm not a rock star, but I'm rock solid. And
Oh, hey! 23 Skidoo, yeah.
That's right.
Beautiful.
And I'll tell you, I think that's what this country's looking for, Jay. I
Right.
think they're looking for somebody that's willing to say the truth about this war, that's got to end, it's got to end now. They're looking for someone to lead this country to energy security, which I think I can do.
Yeah. Well, how do you end it now? Would you end it now?
I would ask Congress to have the constitutional fortitude and the moral authority to say to the President, Mr. President, you've made a serious mistake. We're cutting off funding now. We're going to bring our troops home.
Let me ask you about something else about the race. There's all these rumors that Al Gore will jump into the race. You think that'll happen?
Well, I'll tell you, Vice President Gore would certainly add to the strength of this team that we've got. But, you know, the Vice President has done an enormous job in terms of getting the environment on the national agenda. And that's the key, and that's one of the reasons why I gave a speech yesterday at the Commonwealth Club about energy security. It's the single most important thing we can do in this country is to sever our ties with foreign oil and be independent.
Yeah, but I asked you, do you think he'll get in the race?
You know, I really don't know. I have not talked to him. I did call him to congratulate him on the Nobel Prize nomination.
Right.
You know, shoot, I'd take either one of those, either the Academy Award or the Nobel Prize. He's nominated for both.
Okay. And did you mention that you'd never lost a race? Did you tell him?
I didn't tell him that, but I didn't. He well knows that because he spent a lot of
Is
time
that
in
good
Iowa.
to tell people? Isn't that setting them up? I've never lost a race. And they always went, oh.
No.
But you're pretty confident, eh?
Well, I'm confident in the people of this country to make the right choice.
Well, you know, it's a real grassroots campaign. I think people like this kind of underdog thing. Iowa, the heartland.
Absolutely.
You got the rent-a-car, you got the two guys. Give it a shot. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Tom Vilsack, be right back with Justin Kensrue right after this. My next guest, a talented singer and songwriter from Orange County, California. His debut CD, Please Come Home, has gotten terrific reviews. Please welcome Justin Kensrue. Justin Kensrue. Nice job, man. Thank you so much. Great job. Thank you. I want to thank all my guests. Jim Carrey. The number 23 is the film, Tom Vilsack. And, of course, Dustin. Tomorrow night, Terry Hatcher, part 2 of Battle of the Jaywalk All-Stars. Stay tuned for Conan. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.